Cause I'll bring you to the light, and it might taste bitter when you're answering to God. You can call me killer as you look into my eyes. Nothing but a sinner. You won't get away this time. You won't get.
Good morning, afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentle people. Welcome here to an LPL night full of games. We have two in your amateur league that are coming up first, and then another one at 8 p.m. And then shortly after that at 9, we'll be hitting the open league with two teams that will be taking the reins there. But first of all, we do have Potent versus Eclipse Esports. They will be rocking the house tonight here on this channel, and they will be vying for their places in that final top 8. So, the way a lot of these leagues are set up to work, mostly the open and amateur. I'm not too certain of the evolution and challenges leagues because I don't really cast a lot of them. I don't really follow the rule sets for them. But here in the open and amateur leagues, your aim is to get into the top 8 by the close of date, and that is next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is when we cut off all games. You can no longer challenge people. You can no longer use one of your 3 challenges a week. It's done. It's dusted, and wherever you settle is where you land. So why, you ask yourselves, do you want to be in that top 8? Well, then you'll go into a final playoff bracket, and those players will play, I believe it's a best of 3, do not hold me to that, potentially a best of 3, will be ran for those teams in a knockout style bracket. And if you come first in the amateur league, you will secure yourself $350 for first, $250 for second, $200 for third and fourth, $125 for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. So there's a total of $1,500 up for grabs. So if you can get into that top 8, you instantly secure yourself some money for you and your team to dish out. And down in the open leagues, if you can win that, you will be able to get a free participation into the amateur league. So you'll get promoted, you'll get brought up, you will not have to worry about the fees or entry costs to be associated with the amateur league. You get a free ride after you battling it out in the opens leagues. So with that out of the way, let's get talking to our teams. I'm just have a quick look that we aren't in game yet. Nope, everyone's jumping into lobby, so that's wonderful. So while our teams are still jumping in lobby, let's talk about our teams a little bit here tonight. So, on the side of Potent, they are currently sitting 17th in the amateur league, so they're a little far off making that top 8 bracket. However, they did come in a little bit late, they did miss a few weeks, and they didn't get a few of those games underneath their belts to start off with. However, if they can win all 3 matches this week, which they are scheduled to do, they could find themselves up in that top 8th position, and they could potentially go on to win this tournament. But they would have to hope that a few of the upper teams, such as Eclipse Esports, gets knocked down a few pegs, lose some ELO, which is your matchmaking rating basically in the LPL league, and then get knocked out. So the moon has to align for them, and they have to win all the games, and they will be able to move on to that final 8. They are a team that's been doing quite well. They have been a part of the Valorant Oceanic Tour. They made it to the round of 32, where they went up against Nebula. Nebula, they're known as the top 4 teams in the OCE region. They're a strong team. They're a force to be reckoned with. But they held their own. Potent did well. They went 13-9 on Haven, and also 13-7 on Icebox. This is against Nebula of all teams. So we know Potent is strong and they're doing quite well. See how well they can do tonight and the next couple of games throughout the week. But their scoreboards currently on the amateur leagues looking a little bit hazy. They are 1 win, 4 losses. So not exactly the place you want to be right now. Hopefully they can get that ball rolling with tonight and see how they go here. Now, let's have a look at the Eclipse Esports. On their side, they also went into our Valorant Oceanic Tour, and they also made their way to round of 32. However, they also went down to Team Bliss, another team, one of the best in OCE, powerhousing their way through the tournament, and then taken and kind of left Eclipse in the dust a little. They went 13-5 and also 13-4. So a little bit of a tougher time for them up against Eclipse. They were the underdogs and they were up against good old team of Team Bliss. Sorry, I'd lost myself for a second there. But this week they also have 3 matches scheduled. They've got one against Potent, which we're here tonight to watch. Another against Collateral Esports, which are also coming up later tonight. They've got themselves a game. And Paranoia Gaming. So, they are sitting 8th on the Amateur League. So they're just in that final 8. Their slot, a little bit iffy. It doesn't mean they're going to be able to get in. They need to make sure they have a few good showings tonight and their next match to be able to secure that spot on that top 8th to play off. Looks like our players are ready. Are they going to ask if I'm ready? I'm not going to say anything yet. We'll just see. Yes, they did. Thank you, players. We are ready. I like to give the players a little bit of a chance to see if I'm ready. Some of them think of me, others don't. You can really tell which teams like you in that case. So, yes, Eclipse Esports are sitting 8th on the Amateur League. They're just in that final 8th. A loss here with the ELO points that they will lose will put them down to 12th. So this could be a very detrimental match to Eclipse Esports if they cannot come away with the win here. So they need to take this match against Potent to make sure that they're still up in that top 8. Whew. So, with that said, we are now making our way to Bayern. So let's switch our scenes and let's jump into the game. Ooh, before we jump into the game, I need to change my overlay because they're not on the sides I thought they were. So just give me 30 seconds at best. Teams are just picking agents. You don't need to worry about that. It's irrelevant. So, team names are set. Okay, we are good to go. Amateur League and transition. So, we are here on Bind. Actually, do I have stats for this? Ooh, I do have some stats for this. So, Potent so far in their Amateur League fight have lost both their matches here on Bind. They've got 5 matches played. Both of them lost on 2 of these matches, which was on Bind, both lost. Whereas we look at Eclipse Esports, they have won 3 of their 4 games on Bind. So Eclipse Esports coming into a favoured map here, and they're going to be looking like they want to take this map and take those ELO points to move themselves up that bracket. If they can win this game, they could be making their way up to 5th or 6th position. So, let's jump into the match. Let's have a look at these characters of the picked. Your Jets. That's kind of obvious, but a little bit different we're not seeing is Eclipse won't be running that Sova. Sova's very strong on Bind. He's strong on every map. He is the second most picked agent in the game. But the lineups, because Bind's been around for so long, the lineups are starting to get really familiar to players, and you've got a lot of recon that you can get out of these darts, especially on Bind where there's a lot of backside capabilities behind the tuna can, behind the default at A, potentially even in heaven if you want to set it up there. So there's going to be a lot of information gathering that they're going to miss here for Eclipse. They've decided though that they're going for maybe a little bit more of pop and lock style. You have the capability of Sky and Jet to coordinate getting in with also that Omen support, but Sky's quite good on that recon gathering, so she will be seen swapped out for that Sova unless you want to go for that double recon route. Whereas over on the side of Potent, you've got more of a standard lineup, but with a Viper included, which I do like myself a little bit of a Viper. That Viper is going to offer a lot of site control and a lot of site exclusion for your opponents, being able to lock down and cause havoc, as well as being able to stop the good defense. Stop the good defense from being able to take on your spikes once you've got that spike set. So, teams out of the way, agents out of the way. We still haven't any action yet, which is very lucky because I've been talking a damn lot. And now, let's have a look. Eclipse Esports are now starting to gather a little bit of information. They do know that there is one down long, and, well, Zeddy's going to take, unfortunately, a little bit of damage for that worry as the Execute's getting prepared onto B site. You still have that lurk, and this time the lurk's going to be run on, I hope that's Serui? I hope I pronounced your name right. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. As we see Waspy burn down QQQQ with a great Nano Swarm and turret combination. As now Shaz is starting to push on site. We got the smokes coming out the window and we got the dash coming in by that Jet. They're trying to find what they can. Shaz is going to pop around the corner. He's going to get a few shots, but unfortunately he can't find it. And Zdenax is trying to capitalize and find a return kill, but Kyun is there to protect his teammate. As now the rotations come in from the defensive side. Richard is now here. He's got himself one flash at the ready. That flash is out. It's going to hit, but unfortunately it's not going to land. But we do see Ramos will be finding one kill, even in the scoreboard's up to 2 versus 2. But the HP disadvantage, 1 hit point on Jet and 18 on Sova. This is not looking good. Certinax is going to have to try and survive this kind of engagement as they come out. They take one shot anywhere, and he gets a headshot with the damage to the wall. We're going to see just Kyun left. Fake defuse. Beautiful shot. Can he find the kill? He cannot. Ooh, it came down to a wire, but we will be seeing Richard picking up that defuse with the help of Ramos. And they will be picking up that first round on defense, which is, you know, it's the first round, it's pistol round, it's the one you want to start getting momentum rolling in the game. As defense, it's even harder for the offense to feel like they can storm the site, and you kind of farm them. If you lose, at least on the pistol round as the offense, you can all make your way onto a site, potentially find yourself a weapon, but everyone knows how well that Spectre is at spraying, and you don't really need to know what you're doing to get a good 3 or 4k with that Spectre. And as I say that, I still couldn't hit a fish in a barrel if I tried. So now we start seeing a split up on Potent. We got Reyna, she's on the lurk. Once again, going to be seeing if she can find anything into showers or making her way. And Hark is going to be locking down his position with Waspy. We're going to see the smoke comes out, so they're going to pick themselves up an ultimate orb. And Richard's going to be trying to bait down an ultimate orb into the showers, which... Seriously? I don't know if I'm supposed to read that backwards because there's a capital, or read it front to back. So, if anyone in chat can let me know about his name, that would be fantastic. So it's going to sit in underneath the window. He's going to have that support of Hark. So Hark's going to be keeping an eye if anyone jumps on out. If no one checks this, it could be a little bit of a mow down for Waspy. Estanax is going to jump on in, but it gets burned down by Harks, and Waspy's going to reveal the location and get that first kill. Kyun pops out of the smoke and just going to get sprayed down by the firing line here on the B site. They'll be able to pick themselves up that second round. So nothing out of the unordinary. The lurk down in showers also did not work. Couldn't get the ultimate orb either, but I believe Sky did pick up that ultimate orb and is now only 2 points away from those Seekers. So the ultimate orbs could be playing a big factor here in this game. We did see Kyun, he's able to pick up a couple of ultimate orbs, he's got a plant, and he's got 3 kills. So he's 1 point away from the Hunter's Fury, and they've got him the spike. So if they can get onto A site, get that bomb down, and then start for the post retake defense of that bomb, they might be able to secure themselves a round here on a full buy round for them. And the Seeker's going to come out. It's going to create a little bit of a teleport noise. Will Hark be wary to this? He will not. And they also didn't spot out that Trailblazer coming out of the teleport. So they might not be too sure if someone's still hiding that teleport or not. Synax is going to be able to get on in and go towards lamps. And it's going to start pulling the rotation over from the B side. As Ramos, holding showers, will take that Reyna once again. Waspy taking a lot of damage, is starting to be healed up, almost goes down to that snake bite being thrown out by QQQ. They'll be very lucky. They really want to get that plant down. Great paranoia is going to come out, but no one is pressuring or using that flash to the advantage. The paranoia goes to waste.
Spike planted.
As now the spike is down. Ramos is coming back through showers, but they're not worrying about holding showers. They're holding back over towards Cubby and Lamps. And QQQ is not going to be able to find the kills there, but will his teammates be able to find that crossfire? No, Hark and Ramos is, but Shaz, he's going to be one of the last 2 left. He's got to help out Synax. Synax is going to be running up against 2. He finds at least 1. He gets a second. Can Shaz hold on to it? No, he cannot. He's going to fall, and the weapons are going to go in favor of Eclipse Esports. Richard holding strong with a 5-0. Whew. He is doing real well in this map so far. He started off strong. He must have put on a few hours before this match because he doesn't look at faulting with these shots he's putting on target. Now, unfortunately for Potent, they're going to have to go into another economy stage. They're going to have to wait another round before they can start picking up that little bit of firepower to put Eclipse Esports into trouble. Unless something goes awry here and some of these sheriffs go popping off, well, I wouldn't be surprised if it's another round that goes in favor of Eclipse. It's just one of those things. The dart's going to come out and Zeddy's going to get the beautiful shot with the operator. I don't believe they suspected that coming. I didn't suspect that coming because I wasn't paying attention myself. And that's just how scrubby I am. And Zeddy's going to peek out very shortly here. But he's going to need the help from Richard. So the nice little flash comes out and allows Zeddy to peek around the corner. No one's there and Zeddy's going to have to retreat. He doesn't want to play that aggressive location where he can get punished from multiple people. But at least if he died, the operator would have got lost in the teleporter. The wireless silent, it is a rock. Okay, thank you, Bubba O. Oh, Bubba OVO. I've probably messed up your name too. I'm just going to call you Bubba. Appreciate for letting me know his name. Now you're going to let me know your name. So, we're going to have to jump in off the side. Kyun is going to get help with Arrow there as they pick off one. And now they've just cleared up the site. They've actually found a lot with these sheriffs. And they're going to find themselves some firepower along with it. That's 3 weapons that are found and all supplied to their team. Now we just got to wait on Waspy and Hark as they now try and prepare for the retake. They want to go in for this. Waspy's going to get one. We do see a beautiful operator shot coming from Showers. And then Kyun gets another one as Waspy was distracted by the Jets. And Kyun's also going to bring that operator through into the next round. So, a round that I had already signed off, sealed, sent it away to Hogwarts actually comes back, and we will be seeing Potent pick up the first round. They're going to be pretty happy about that, and you look at the economy, though, of Eclipse Esports, it's not as good as you suspected it to be. Ramos and Zeddy, they're both down on very low economies. Got to be looking at a Marshall pickup here, which is very fun since they reduced the price of the Marshall we're seeing and increased playtime, which is nice to see. Richard's got to pop around the corner and sees 2, but not for much longer as they take off his head. And Zeddy's getting real aggressive here. He's going to come and see the spike and he might be like, hey guys, I found the spike. How about we try and push up and hold this? And now he's going to be coming up from behind. He hears a nice rotation coming from caves. The smoke's going to come out. It's interesting thought there by Jet to suspect something was up. And as Eddie's going to pop around, will he get a few shots off? He gets 1, he gets 2, and it cleans it up. And it's going to cause chaos as now I'm going to have to see the rotate from Kyun to come around. And they're going to lock in poor Zeddy as Zeddy does go down. Kyun doesn't make it look too hard as he turns back around already. Gets the recon coming out and decided to try and find some information. QQQ gets a nice little kill. We're going to see the Hunter's Fury come out. It's going to start creating some new angles and they find one over in elbow. Unfortunately, the second shot doesn't land, but that's enough to cause Waspy a little bit of an issue. He's thinking about throwing that lockdown, which he can now. Shahs cannot get that defuse plant down onto the ground as he's been locked out from that Nano Swarm. Will they decide to use the lockdown? They've decided against it, and they're going to try and take this 1-on-1. We're going to see Ramos go falling down to the ground, and Waspy's going to give away his position from shooting through the smoke, and he's going to have to try and relocate and re-engage once that smoke's down. But however, he gets pushed by Kyun, and Kyun will find himself the second round for his team. And Kyun, now becoming the star of the show, he says, okay, let me just, hands are warmed up, feeling's getting there. He's picked himself up 8 kills already. Most of the game and almost as much as the rest of his team combined. He is pulling his weight and then some. So now we've got 3 ultimates online for Eclipse Esports. Waspy, Hark and Zeddy. They will be hoping to get some value out of them here. Zeddy might not use his Blade Storm here if they suspect that they're going to lose this round because he's going to need to pull that into their economy round. Shah's been a little bit spooked by the blinding light coming through the teleporter. But now he feels a little bit more comfortable as they're looking to rotate. They're going to try and cause some havoc over here because there's spikes still sitting over the A side. If they can find one on the B side and the pull and rotation comes from Eclipse Esports, well, that could be a free plant. as Synax is going to be happy to get that A site plant. So the smoke is starting to go down. It's going to block off the elbow location. They still don't really know where anyone else is, and their window's going to be blocked off. So it's going to slow down the push even more. The time is still ticking as we play a very slow round here. Richard is going to be continue to be burnt down. He almost falls underneath the pressure of the damage coming out, and now it's going to quickly rotate. I'm going to see Shaz. He's found himself a very aggressive spot, but Ramos is here hiding in the corner awaiting that shadow. The shadow gets hit by the light, but Ramos surely goes down shortly after. Rich is going to be prepared to get some healing up for his allies and gets that Trailblazer out. Will he be able to find much information? Synax gets taken out by... Oh, sorry. Synax takes out Hark with that operator, and now they're still trying to get onto port. Potent, strong lockdown here. Zeddy's trying to break into the defenses, give their team some capability onto the side, but the rest of his teammate falls as he's just running through the smokes. Arrow finds 2, and that's the 3rd round going in favor of Potent here. Doanks. Okay, once again, thank you, chat and Bubba, and this time also Vertigo for letting me know how to say the name. I'm terrible at names. When people do these kind of things to me, it ruins me even harder. So, Doanks. Okay, I'm gonna hopefully get that. Doanks. Now Waspy, ooh, he gets a bit of information and just says nope. Gets on out of there as we see a great push coming on in. If I could actually switch to Doanks here, start seeing what he's firing at and finding those kills. He's found himself too easily without being punished on that operator. They didn't push him hard and fast enough, which just allowed more and more kills. Zeddy's going to be able to get 1. We did see save the Bladestorm for this round and did not use it last time. Waspy could be in for a rude awakening here. Shaz doesn't find the shots. He whiffs it and Waspy will capitalize. Picks himself up a weapon himself. A little bit surprising that he doesn't want to retreat to go get some health, but he's going to throw that lockdown down. He suspects something could be happening, and by the information gathered by Zeddy, he is correct. Now Waspy has to try and defend it. He's trying to hold off that lockdown as long as possible. The pop peek around comes from the operator. This could be disastrous. The Jet, she's caught in it. She's dropped down. She's locked. Can Waspy punish? He can with the Sheriff. He is going on an execution style run here. He can't find the final shot, but he's done enough for the rest of his team. Zeddy unfortunately misses those shots and has to find QQQ. QQQ is all up alone trying to get whatever he can, but the odds are up against him.
Poison's off.
He does have the Viper's Kiss, but Ramos with the Sheriff from behind, and now a full arsenal coming to Eclipse Esports. They're going to say thank you very much, Potent, and come very confident into the round 8. Waspy did so well at delaying that entire push on B side. With that lockdown, the defense of the lockdown, the chase down of the Jet. Whew, Waspy, you put up a solid round, my friend. You deserve the MVP of that last round. So now we move into round 8. We do have a full loadout this time, and we still got an operator. This time picked up on Doanks. I apologize everyone in chat, and I also apologize to Doanks if you watch this back. So a little bit of an interesting style here. We got 3, all hanging out Hookah and Hark. Well, he's going to be the first to fall and leave the party. He wanted to shut down an Aldrone to make sure that they didn't get any information of the 3, but unfortunately his life for an Aldrone will not be worth it, as the default from Potent with the split up across the map is working wonders. Potent are happy to play this kind of slow and steady approach. They're happy to take corner by corner. They're not really into making huge games or very large deep executions where they look off the back of sides and completely take control of the front and then make their way to the back. They're happy to grab what they can. Rich is trying to slow down what he can with the blinding lights, but it's not going to be enough as Eero is going to come around or Erok, apologies, and find himself ahead. And we'll clean that up fairly easily as Zeddy's trying to get an operator shot through the smoke, and he's going to get revealed. This is going to be chaos as now Zeddy completely backs off, leaving his teammates to fall. Zeddy's the last one alive against 5, and they're just going to chase this one down. Zeddy all alone and has to go away. So, Potent, beautiful execution on that round, and will... Zeddy's going to try and get rid of that operator. But Potent with a beautiful execution on that round with 5 still alive. They're going to find Zeddy, but they're going to find an operator. They probably wouldn't have wanted that second operator anyway. But it is a little bit of an interesting thing to do to try and hide it. And now Potent, they've now got the money rolling in the bank. They're feeling comfortable and confident. All of a sudden, they've turned this match straight back around, almost picking up 4 consecutive wins. This is now starting to leave Eclipse Esports a little wondering what's going on. What can we do to kind of slow down Potent's spree that they're on? Do they need to try and pick up the pace? Because whenever they do get a little bit aggressive, they find a lot of intel around the map, and that intel has helped them secure the rounds. But if they're not finding intel, it allows Potent to play their style of game where they want to play it slow, and they're just happy for Eclipse Esports to be completely in the dark about what's going to go on. Kyun's going to throw out the Hunter's Fury, and he gets one. It shuts down Ramos, and now the A site is 1 Sage less. Allows them to start cleaning up and working on it, as Zeddy is now here as the sole survivor at the front lines, with Richard going to be looking behind to try and help this out. A lot of information gained by Hark, as they're now going to have to come up from behind, but they might be very slow on the rotate, as Potent is pushing in hard. They've found the one in Lamps, leaving Richard left onto the site. The spam is coming through the smoke, but hasn't got it yet, as Richard is still playing very sneakily here. Will he find someone, or will he get absolutely shut down by Potent? He's going to get shut down, as Estanax, with the operator in the back, will clean that up, and the site is free. Shaz is going to find the shots. He doesn't go down. That shorty's too slow of a rate. Great little paranoia, but I'm not sure what he's up to. He's up for the distraction run, as Kyun comes in and cleans that up. Now, all of a sudden, Potent are in the lead here on Bind. They've got themselves 5 rounds in a row. They've got so much funds. They're just not dying at the moment. Eclipse Esports cannot find the kills that they desperately require. It was a semi-buy round. Yes, I know. But we'd seen them on a semi-buy round before do wonders. This time it wasn't so much the case. They didn't really have the utility to use the A site to slow down the push, as Richard was kind of locked at the back of the site and didn't want to give away his position. The Sage was down, and Jet, well, Jet's a Jet. And now the Aldrin comes in from Potent, scouting out the A site, oh sorry, the B site, apologies, and we'll be finding that there is a Killjoy in the back of site. Has since rotated, so the shock darts will not find themselves the kills, but it will clean them up some of the locations to check once they come on. Hark's going to slow down the push, and there's a quick rotation coming in with the Seekers. But Richard's decided he might rotate back to the A side, even though 2 of the Seekers are going to find themselves at the B side. They might be afraid of that teleporter play coming around behind him through showers. And a beautiful shot from Zeddy. He's going to be able to clean himself up 1, throwing the advantage in Eclipse Esports' favor. This is what they need and get going. And we're going to see Erok get killed, or Erok get killed from the cubby of Hark. Playing a little bit crazy, and Estanax gets a lovely shot down onto the site. And now he's going to be locking down Elbow. Left. It's just him and Shaz left to try and find what they can. They've got 25 seconds left, and they might not have enough time to rotate, so this will be the site of execution. And we will see that smoke coming in. Shaz is going to try and avoid that choke point, and a beautiful little shot. Oh, he looks away at the wrong moment. He's going to get cleaned up by Waspy. Unfortunately there, it's just one of those timing situations. You could stare there for 10 minutes and nothing will happen. As soon as you look away, someone peeks and takes off your head. Much needed round from Eclipse Esports to pull it back to a 5-on-5. So, for those of you just tuning in, this is the LPL match, one of the last LPL matches. This is week 8 all the teams here are vying for the top 8 in the LPL Amateur League. They want to hit the top 8 so they can play off for those prize pool. There's $1,500 prize pool for the Amateur League. It's $350, I believe I said at the start of the broadcast, for first place. So, nice little pool to walk yourself away with. But anyone in those final 8 will walk away with money. So, this is a very crucial game for both these teams, especially Eclipse Esports if they want to stay in that top 8 running. And Estanax finds themselves a lovely aggressive peak, but at the same time Waspy goes deep, gets traded out however, leaving the man advantage for Potent here on the B side. And ooh, but once again, look away just for a moment as we spoke about before, and it will cost you dearly. Now Hark is here left, being shot through the smoke by Erok. And now the collapse coming in from Ramos, but this might not be enough here to clean through Potent. Potent's got a very strong hold here. And we're going to see that stronghold continuing with the double peak. So even if Ramos found one, there was a second man to back that up. And they move up themselves to 6.
Last round in the half.
Both these teams are now slugging it out on a free-for-all, going backwards and forwards, trading up the frags. Can they continue to trade up the rounds and we go 6 and 6 into the second half? I surely hope so. And now we're going to be seeing the more defensive lineup being held at B. You've got Waspy and Hark. They're going to be holding this B side. Last time Hark was here, it went quite well for them. They did not suspect Hark to be lurking around the B side, and he was able to clean up quite a few. Ramos is going to be spotted out. He's going to block off the showers. He's a little bit afraid of the oncoming aggression. However, Potent, they're happy, once again, to sit back and just wait. Wait for the utility of Eclipse to be used, and then find themselves a little bit of advantages to continue to ease their way onto the point. Shaz playing with fire here as he walks around, and Waspy, instant shot to the head, takes out that window aggression. This will just leave Ramos and Richard left on the point. Now, Ramos is still holding around here. Estanax is happy that the wall's finally gone down, but there is a wrap coming in behind him. The defender's kill door is going to go out, so if they choose to fight this, they need to go in now. But if they turn to retreat, Zeddy is here with a judge. He's going to try and get a few shots, but he can't find the kill. He quickly retreats, but he takes a lot of damage in return. Could have been disastrous, but Potent paying attention to their surroundings, able to push Zeddy off that line and not be able to capture anything. QQQ trying to hopefully get a little bit of a cheeky shot up into heaven. It's not going to find it as of yet, but once that smoke goes down, might be able to collect a soul or 2 in this match. As Richard goes for the flash, he gets a beautiful flash that keeps him alive just a little bit longer. Now all of a sudden, QQQ is alone. He clips 1 wings, but that's as many wings as can clip, and we move into the half on equal point scores. So,
switching sides.
Both teams here feeling a little bit shaken what the opponents can do, but also at the same time, they're confident. So it's just a little bit strange to say, being confident and shaken at the same time. It's definitely not what James Bond would want. So, the way we see the lineups starting up for Potent on the defensive side, they're going to be looking at pushing a very aggressive showers here. They might want to try and start looking to get these ultimate orbs down early in the match, especially if showers is not contested often. That can be a free ultimate orb when you have that smoke down. Whereas on the opposing side of the map, you've got QQQ and also Kyun. We'll be looking... Ooh, where does this one go? I think this checks the showers. It checks back with showers, but it's not needed because they're going to find themselves a kill anyway, and then they're going to pick up that ultimate orb, and they're going to find a lot of information. This should give Kyun and QQ the idea that the push is coming over at the B side, as now they get a little bit aggressive. QQQ gets 1, Kyun gets flashed up. They're being locked here in heaven here. We're going to see 1 go down. Can Kyun get it? No, he doesn't need to. He's got the support there coming through teleporter. Now Ramos and Richard are left on the point to try and find what they can as the shock darts coming on in. Does not land, but it is causing a little bit of chaos and a little bit of confusion here as they're running around trying to stay alive as long as possible. Ramos goes down, leaving Richard all alone here on the point. Can he survive much longer? No, he cannot, as Eric collapses on in, and they will pick themselves up that first round. So a very stark difference to what we saw in the first half, where Eclipse Esports took that first round very tightly. This time, Potent, they take the pistol round comfortably, which gives them a little bit of extra funds to move into this buy round, pick themselves up something nice, and more than likely prevent the aggression coming out from Eclipse Esports for this round. So we will be seeing a rotation this time. We're going to be seeing QQQ is going to be rocking the Viper now on the A site. And then they've rotated both their duelists over to the B site, which is interesting. They want to try and slow down A, but they want to force the aggression at B. As Zeddy's going to be taking the reins as he leads the train through showers. But the train is going to get met by QQQ. QQQ is going to have to try and hold on to this. But they're pushing so much aggression till they finally get the kill. And unfortunately, that slow play did not go off. They didn't have the utility from the Viper. If there was any utility down at that point, it could have stopped them coming and chasing them after, but they were not afraid. Ramos is now taking a very aggressive position next to Metal here. A lot of information from that turret is spotting them out on here in Metal. And Ramos gets the first, he can't find the second, but the turret is still having fun. Unfortunately, the rest of the team fall in the backlines over in showers as Kyun and Sunanax, Estanax, who will clean that up. So second round that looked a little bit hazy there for Potent. Managed to be salvaged to only lose 2. So they're going to be continuing to hold on to the weapons that they have. And they'll be going up against the full buy of Eclipse. We can have a look at some of the utilities. Zeddy. Yeah, you can pick up his utility. I'm just making sure that he can get all his utility. So they do have a full lineup of utility. Waspy and Ramos playing very close to that economy there just to be able to pick up all their utility, as now it looks like they're setting up for the B take. This time you've got the rotation of one of the duelists over the A site, and Shah's going to pick up the reins over here on B. As now Trailblazer goes on in, it gives them a little bit of a chance to punish this aggression, and then Richard is unable to find the kill. The smoke's going to go down, it's going to slow them off, and they may have seen 2. If they saw 2, they might not believe Estanax is here sitting in the corner. He's got the daggers, he jumps up, he unfortunately misses, but he's able to get away with the help of Kyun. But he will fall eventually as the Aldrin comes on out. Shah is going to be picked off in window as Waspy and Richard now make their way onto site. Eric may have snuck around into the elbow, but surely someone will be watching this rotation ready for it as the Paranoid comes out cleaning up the site, the Nano Swarm burning Waspy down. As now QQQ
Spike planted
and Eric are the last 2 remaining men of Potent, hoping to make their way onto site here. They don't have much to lose, they got little weapons here, and QQQ thinking ahead, he gets a beautiful shot, that vulnerability paying off with that snake bite, also forcing Waspy out of that corner. Can they do this? They got 3 more to go through. The shots aren't going to be there for Eric, but beautiful shot by QQQ, able to pick it up. They're doing it, they found themselves 2, they got 1 left. Hart, can he find it? He cannot. QQQ with the firepower will find the kill. Somehow, some way, Potent managed to turn that around. Eric and QQQ coming in clutch when desperately needed. Eclipse are going to be hurting after that round. They're going to be feeling a little bit demoralized. They had the numbers advantage. They had the site control. And all of a sudden, 2 shooting boys come on out and clean them up.
Let's go.
But they have to try and put that behind them. They have to think the next step ahead. And Potent, they really don't like to play the same lineup at every site at all. They want to continue to keep their opponents guessing. Waspy, this time's not going to find the kills. Hyun gets a triple. They pushed out down long and they're just finding kills.
Flawless.
Error.
This is
They
worth
found themselves a
celebrating.
flawless. I mean, they needed credits. They've certainly earned themselves a ton of credits banked up for the next couple of rounds. Now, Eclipse Esports, For the first time, they're losing by more than a couple points. They're losing by 4 points. They need to try and get a little bit of momentum. And it starts with this round. They have themselves a lockdown. They have themselves the Seekers. Can they use these effectively to secure themselves onto the A and start the post-plant fight against Potent? That's the next here. Beautiful dodge, he gets one! He almost dashes straight into them, being completely aggressive, and he's going to be able to retreat. As simple as that, he gets back up high, he finds another ridiculous shot with QQQ, backing him up all the way. Those two, absolutely flawless for that round. Estanax did not get punished, even though he went deep, but he was able to retreat because of QQQ. And that's what their opponents are going to be doing at the moment, throwing out all the Qs, a little bit of sad faces, as they are now continuing to be behind. And again, they're going into a round where they don't have enough firepower to deal with their opponents. But they're going to be going for it anyway. This is their last ditch effort. Estanax is going to be peeking. Great little bolt allows him to check around the corner. Once again, the agent positions have changed, but the kills stay the same. Going towards Kyun and Estanax. There's still 3. Ooh, unfortunately for Richard there. Not quite the blinding light you want. We look away from Estanax for a moment, he finds himself a kill. And now Estanax is coming, he's trying to get away. He still somehow manages to survive the barrage of bullets and still stays around for another kill. What a madman! As QQQ comes in from the behind and picks himself up a kill.
Match point.
And all of a sudden, what seemed to be a game of backwards and forwards slugfest, Potent have just had Eclipse on the ropes, beating them down with the knee on the neck. The ref's trying to get the submission out of Eclipse, but they don't want to tap out. They don't want to tap out yet. They want to go for at least the glory. They've got 4 more. Remember, this is Eclipse Esports top 8 final here. If they lose this, they're going to be falling down a little bit further. Potent need to win all their games this week to be able to continue their hopes. Oops, there we go, Eric. We got Eric out just at the right time to see him fall down to Hulk. But now they've opened up the site. They've found themselves one. They're going to get the weapon for that. Much needed weapon. Reach is going to throw out the Seekers. So at least they know where the operator is. And the operator, with the Hunter's Fury, able to find himself one. And Estanax gets another one. The lockdown's being used. But at this point, do you want to try and get out of here? Because everything is falling to pieces around you. Eclipse and Hulk and Waspy, the last 2 alive. But we've seen Waspy do it before. Can he do it again? That lockdown's going to be used effectively. Estanax, he's going to get paranoid. He's got the Blade Storm up and running. He's going to be coming through elbow. And there's also that rotate coming in from QQQ. Estanax is having a little peek. QQQ's checking his corners. Ooh, Estanax almost goes down. And then QQQ does find one coming up from behind. We see Estanax, he goes up high. Waspy's the last one left. He goes down. That's Eclipse Esports losing the round, losing the map, and Potent will be taking the map victory here tonight for our first map, first game, and first match of the series. Ooh, that was tight. So, in this match, Potent, that match is going to put them up into 14th onto the LPL leaderboards. But before we get into that, we'll have a quick look at the scores. Kyun, that combat score is ridiculous, finding multiple kills after multiple kills. Estanax coming in clutch. That second half of the match just seemed to be all Estanax, and especially with the support of everyone else around him. He was moving in with Kyun and finding themselves kills. QQQ and LOC. It just felt like it was their half. It was Certinax plus Co on that second half of the map. So, unfortunately, for Eclipse Esports, they will be going down here in map number 1 tonight, but that is not them out of the tournament fight. So with Eclipse falling down here, they do still have 2 other games tonight. They got another one, oh not tonight, but this week. They got another one against Collateral Esports and another one against Paranoia Gaming. This loss is going to put them down to 12th on the leaderboards. that 12th is out of that top 8. I mentioned in the LPL amateur leagues, you want to be in the top 8 by the close of the tournament, by week 8. You want, which ends on Tuesday. So you want to be in that top 8 to play off to get that money, get that moolah into your funds. But now Potent, with them up to 14, they're going to have to win their next 2 games this week. They're going to have to hope some other teams, which we saw Eclipse Esports tonight, are going to continue to lose games. That will drop their ELO lower and allow Eclipse to rise. So congratulations to Eclipse. Oh, sorry, congratulations to Potent. My apologies for winning this game tonight. We will be going to a short break as I get some water into me and I try and find ourselves into our next lobby. So stay with us because we got small Valorant action coming up soon with another LPL game of Paranoia Gaming versus Collateral Esports. So stay tuned, that coming up in 15.